Hi, good morning. Myself Ramandeep Kaur. My student ID is 242407770. I am a Southern Cross University student. Today I am going a digital presentation on the subject is about a play and pedagogy in early childhood education. My unit assessor is Amy Miles. Today is my submission date, 18th of September 2023 at 11:59. So let's begin with the play philosophy. They learn vital social skills from this connection, including collaboration, sharing, and communication. Structurally early environments also promote cognitive growth, such as language learning, problem solving skills, and critical thinking. As we all know, both these three are the cognitive growths. So early childhood education and socioeconomic results later in the life are strongly correlated. Children who get high quality care in the education have a higher chances of the finishing high school, going to the further their education, and the finding better paying employment. This is a turn may help and the cycle of the poverty and increase the everyone ability to move up the economic ladder. So the building blocks for the lifelong learning are the laid forth in early childhood education. It aids kids in children in developing core abilities like reading and numeracy, as well as a significant social and emotional competencies like reliance and empathy. Success is a future knowledge driven as well. So here I'm going to say that like the use of digital games to teach can be viewed by the suitable play philosophy for the kids between ages of 3 to 5. Early childhood education gives children the chance to engage with the classmates or adults who are not member of their immediate family. So here I've used two references written these things written by the Lamrani and Ed Rewal in 2020. So it's been observed by DGBL, that means digital game-based learning. Application on the tablets and smartphones can improve the creativity skills in the preschool children, as in some of the like a daycare or in the preschool, they provide um, yeah, smartphones and the tablet for to improve their creativity skill in the preschool. So it's been observed that this approach has a significant impact on creativity skills of the children of my preschool. So the author of his study has considered the case study approach where he mentioned the usage of tablet for 3 to 6 year old children of Malaysia. As per a finding of this investigation, it's been observed that DGBL can impact the ability of the students to develop their creativity skills and also knowledge transfer with an insightful learning. So moving on further to the next slide. So in this slide here is the important role of the play in childhood learning and development, including at least 3 development domains. So I'm going to talk about for these three more highlighted: emotional development, cognitive behavior development, and creativity in detail in this slide. So for the educational game, capture the attention for students and motivate them to actively participate in learning process. The interactive nature of the games encourage students to explore, experiment, and problem solving. So in the emotional development, such tools are effective to stimulate the development of children, leading to their emotional development. Such games require play to solve puzzles, make strategy decisions, and think critical to progress through the game. So this can help children develop their problem solving abilities. Action and stimulation games often require precise control of character or objects on the screen. So as we all know, so growing up with the technology and video games can make children more digitally literate, which is increasingly important in the modern world. So this development has been rapidly increased, leading to the higher scope of learning process within the children nowadays. So the next point is the cognitive and behavior development. So this study is conducted with the framework of digital game-based early DGBL. As I mentioned before, like this is the most game-based learning, digital game-based learning. So that's suggesting that some form of educational game or gamified environment is used for the primary mode of instructions. It assumes that instruction video have a potential to accelerate learners to cognitive process, making it easier for them to construct mental schemes or knowledge structures. This is also based on the idea that multimedia use such as like a video can aid in conveying information more effectively. Moving forward with the creativity. So in our collection of abilities known as creativity, we all know what is the creativity. So it's a brief essays like a collection of abilities known as the creativity that allow kids to develop their capacity to solve the problem in any circumstances. So studies that show the advantage of game-based learning for young children are few and far between. So digital games are said to improve learning by giving children school students vibrate images and engaging in experience. So these components can stimulate original thought and problem solving as well. Moving on further in the next slide. So in this slide, what creates a successful play learning environment? So in the EYLF, Early Year Learning Framework, is a framework implemented within the Australia which assists educators or teachers to enrich learning of the children from birth up to 5 years, as this is a vital period which focuses on continuous learning and developing the well-beings. So this framework can be considered to be appropriate as this is used by the peak bodies, other professionals, educators and Australian government. EYLF Early Years a Learning Framework is a part of the National Quality Framework, so which further supports the principle and objectives of the national law and regulation, which helps the children to learn and grow in their early years. So this is about what creates a successful play learning environment. So furthermore, like it supports the well-being and positive experience for the children, as children learning is ongoing. A proper education plan for the initial stages are having strong impact on the child development. So in the next slide, I'm going to say I'm going to talk about the supportive theories for the play philosophy. So let's move on. So here I have discovered like two supportive theories for the play philosophy, Plato Foundation theory. According to this view, all the children are born in the certain amount of knowledge, and education helps to remind them of his knowledge and assist them in applying it with everyday life. Play is a kind of anti-predator socializing, according to this man Plato. So if young children aspire to become a builder when they grow up, he said like should play at a building house. It was a teacher responsibility to try to direct them and direct the students, like your students, to interest and pleasure towards their life ultimate objective through play. So it's the teacher responsibility to push them, to push their student with their interest and just like pleasure towards their life ultimate objective throughout the play. So in next slide. So this is my second theory that supports the play philosophy. So according to Piaget theory, so the importance of children cognitive development is emphasized. See, he acknowledged that children understanding moves through several stages as they mature. Piaget argues that like children mental development involves more than just their ability to think more quickly as they become older. So all things considered, there are difference in how young and older youngsters think, that they are subjective and are quantitative. So this suggests that their journal and irritant thinking process have changed. So he came to the conclusion that children just think differently than adults. They are less intelligent. Piaget's discovery, according to Albert Einstein, was so basic, just might have considered it. So Piaget depicted the strategies of the child mental development. So the limitation and the interactions of the mind alter with the mental turns of event, according to Piaget. Early mental development contains activity-based process, so that eventually change how the mind functions. So moving on, next slide. So this here there are some relevant early childhood education and care policies, research and literature. So the personalized learning approach ensures that each student can learn at their own pace. So in the words of Robinson et al., it said like the play-based pedagogues contribute towards creation of better understanding and have an optimistic influence on the practice of educators and enhance their learning experience. So that's what Robinson and his colleagues said. So some educational games are designed with the adaptive features and adjust the difficulty level based on the student progress. So moving to the next one. So there are set of standards that cover different aspects of the children and education, including educational programs, health and safety, physical environments, and more. So one of the learning framework mentioned, the IEYLF, is a key component of the NQF. So it provides guidance on the curriculum and educational practice for the children for birth to 5 years. So moving to the next slide. Um, So here is the third point about the relevant education and care policies. So as per the Child Care Act in 1972, it was passed largely to help women enter the workplace, and its language showed that lawmakers recognize the need of the government action to improve the caliber of the daycares. So the Act aimed to provide the accessible and affordable child care services to support working mothers. So by doing so, it sought to remove a significant barrier that have a previous limited women participation in the workforce. So since the Act in enactment, childcare has been included into Australian social policy promoting a woman work and changing the parents' expectation around the availability of the resources for their children care and education. So in early childhood specialist welcomed Commonwealth funding for childcare. So but a large portion of the feminist organization and community organization that were observed during the act early implementation. So this is a literature review highlighted the philosophical division between the professional organisms and organization, sorry, and feminist organization. So yeah, and the last one is a community organization. So these three were observed during the act early implementations. So in the next, here are some references. So this is my reference list. I'm gonna include this all in my Word document as this is the requirement of my assessment. So thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed my my presentation. Apologies for the mispronounce some words. Thank you so much. Um, Bye.